Now I don't just have a homepage, I have a home.
If you're hearing our voices, that means it's time for It's This Meets That, the podcast where we watch terrible movies so you don't have to, but maybe you should. I'm Russ.
I'm Jared. Just reading the most consequential line in the movie.
Yeah,
we know the blog is the most important thing, right?
It is. So we are back with part 2 of The Perfect Man. We're going to get right back into it. So I think the last we left it, the Duffery and family, they were randomly breaking out into dance.
Yeah, song and dance. That
can only be described as the worst.
Yeah, they're doing some arm spinning techniques that I didn't care for.
Yeah. So then after
I didn't care for.
Yeah, so after suffering through that, I think we're off to the bakery because
why not?
You're either at home, you're at the bakery, or you're at school. Which, hey, you know what? In real life, you're either at work, you're either at home,
or you're at our bakery,
or you're learning.
Oh,
Heather Locklear, mom, Jean Hamilton here. She shares the letter she got from fake suitor Ben, who is her daughter, sending her this stuff to like make her feel better. Yep. She shares this with her coworker,
and mom has reasonable doubts. Mom has reasonable doubts about how secretive Mr. Burke is, right? Because he's like, he hasn't sent any pictures. He hasn't done any I don't know. He hasn't done anything trustworthy at this point. Which. Great point, Mom.
This is an immediate red flag for being catfished, right?
Right.
We should call this out. So Lenny, our boy Lenny, the lead-in from the musical moment that they have previous, it cuts into him playing a guitar on bread guitar, which one does.
Correct.
And then he runs into a rack of bread and knocks a bunch of bread off, and then the song kicks out. So
I mean, Mike O'Malley, comedic genius. So. Yeah, Hilary Duff is back, trying to convince mom that, well, he writes like he's handsome, so he must be handsome.
Oh yeah,
and then mom's got that gem of a line of well, have you seen pictures of Shakespeare? Bald, skinny. You can't have a relationship with someone you've never laid eyes on, which I think people shortly after 2005 would beg to differ. And what's wrong with bald and skinny? I don't know.
So this is also the same time when they're home that, yeah, come on, don't fucking body shame.
Yep.
This is also, I think actually before the whole scene kicks off, when they're at home, this is important. The Duffster, how many, we've run out of nicknames for her, have we?
Duff bag. Yeah.
Yeah. The Duff bag. She's looking at the cake competition form that was handed to mom very early on from her coworkers being like, you make great cakes.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously that's going to come back later where, yeah. So the Duff lie train continues to go here. And then we cut back to the restaurant.
Right.
And then, so previously mom is like, hey, why all the secrecy? Why I've never seen him. I haven't seen him. Right. So now Duff is like, oh man, I got to get a photo of him. So her and her friend go to the restaurant where Ben is, the perfect man.
They're back up to their old tricks again.
Mm-hmm.
And, before you know it, Duffalo soldiers out here tricking our hero, Mr. Big, into getting a sneaky Polaroid taken of him. What's that thing you put on salad? Parmesan. He's like, cheese. Fuck you.
Yeah. And a stupid goof too, because they take the photo of him and he's smiling, and then they show the photo of him immediately afterwards, and it's he's not smiling.
Awful.
Okay. And then we're back home.
Yep.
And mom gets the photo now because obviously,
Yeah, and the kids are like, ooh, he's handsome. The youngest daughter is like, oh yeah, tap that, mom.
Yeah, what?
Ew.
What? What? Let's all fix.
Stop. Do not want.
Yeah, do not want. But then we get a little information here. So fake Ben, restaurant guy, has opened a restaurant in China. So he's away. Allegedly. So he's away, conveniently opening a restaurant in China, right?
Canadianly, some would say.
Mm-hmm. This is literally the halfway point through the movie. So we're 45 minutes in. And then we jump back to the school. Now we're back at the school library, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway, so her and friend are scheming again. Friend who's now lost her New York accent. They're scheming, and her friend's like, he's in China. What do we do?
Gina.
He's in China. What do we do? And she's like, duh. I set up a fake email address for him.
Yeah. Everybody lies in cyberspace.
Yeah. Brooklyn boy.
Yeah, that definitely wasn't taken already. Be like Brooklyn Boy 92 or whatever.
Yeah. So we had a fake email address. So now this is when the emailing happens. But then nothing else important, I think, happens here, right? I think that's it.
No, they talk about weirdly how her brother is online all the time buying Yu-Gi-Oh cards on eBay, which really takes you back.
Oh, the friend's brother. Yeah.
Ray, yeah. Sorry,
obviously, because Duff doesn't. Yeah,
right. Duff don't
brother
like that.
Duff don't bro.
And then like, what do you know? Weird kid that she is occasionally kissing and is also like 25, gets him a computer, and like the computers are horrible. Like 2005, even by 2005 standards, these are not. They're like 1994 computers.
I'm trying to remember 2005. So we're in the Crush's house. We're in Ben Feldman's house at this point, right? Apartment, right?
Yeah. And he's got so I think this is like maybe the other sneaky funniest line in the movie of like, my mom only smiles once a month when the alimony check comes.
Oh yeah.
What?
Yeah, this kid's pretty dark. He's got a dark past. I don't think Duffer should be going out with him. Yeah, he's a monster.
No. He's like 30. So then this is when there's like a big montage of the fake letters, right? The fake emails going back and forth.
I literally wrote email montage. So
mom's going to be devastated, when she finds out inevitably.
Yeah. And she's not though. Not really. Not like she should be.
Then again, you can't beat the Mona Lisa. I said in as much context as they said in the movie. Yeah. Then again, the Mona Lisa. Am I right?
So then this whole montage is like cuts of like mom making cakes, emails being sent.
A good fudge brownie is eternal. What?
24-year-old crush taking photos of 16-year-old Hilary Duff while she's typing.
Nudes, yeah.
Yep. Mostly headshots, but yeah.
Nude headshots. No mask.
And then random shots of Duff and friend in gym class. Duff crushing on Crush across the way.
Yep.
In gym class.
And he doesn't even notice me.
Oh, man. It's because he's 24. He actually isn't in the class. He actually isn't real. He doesn't exist.
Yeah, they do like a whole...
it's a Fight Club moment.
They do a big Wilfred thing.
Tyler Durden over there. And then, we get some super cheesy rom-com music, like super upbeat stuff, just playing music that sounds like it might be in a Starbucks or something. Nights and days are passing. Mom's doing crossword puzzles because
why wouldn't you?
Obviously. And then there's like a shot of Uncle Ben.
Rest in peace.
With supposed wife picking stuff out at, right? So it's kind of like leading us to think like, oh, the perfect man is taken. Of course he is. Oh man.
Rats, not again.
All right. Did we make it through that?
No.
No.
But Lenny is the perfect man all along.
All along. So then we're back at the bakery.
Yep.
So mom has a chat with Lenny because
time to break up.
Yeah. She lets him down, and Lenny's kind of an idiot, and it's like a really stupid kind of back and forth conversation. It's really kind of annoying, but she's like, "Hey, met someone else," and he's just kind of like, "Can't take it.
You're not cutting the mustard for me anymore,
So we're back.
Duff,
we're back in.
Stop believing.
We're back in. Too old to die young. His room there. And she's working on the iBook there, the iMac or whatever it was at the time.
Yeah, you hate to see it.
The old iBook using Microsoft Messenger for Mac, which is great. That was really pronounced pretty clearly there.
Gross.
That's fun.
Yeah, and then mom, catching her immediately in a lie, which she does not pick up on, asks her what time it is. And she's like, time to get a watch.
So she's IMing with her mom. And then, what was I going to say? I forgot.
I'm going to let you talk your way out of that one.
I'm going to work my way out of this. Well, I'm just going to work on to the next thing. So it was like, so now she's working in herself into deeper lies because now she's IMing her mother. Mm-hmm. And I was like, this is starting to get potentially really awkward because Hilary Duff is pretending to be a love interest for her mother.
Mm-hmm.
And they're having a conversation back and forth, and it's getting very sensitive. And the mom thinks she's talking to someone who's a potential lover, but it's her daughter.
Right. Yep.
Okay. Yep. So we're good there. All right. We're good. All right.
We'll just keep going. Keep going.
And then mom's sharing deep thoughts about her mistakes. Not about her kids, but just like, you know.
But like, they're lucky to have you as a mother, is what Hilary Duff says.
And then the mom is like, I could have had kids, or she basically said like, have kids or, give up, fulfilling her dreams. Right. But then she's like, but I couldn't imagine life without her two daughters.
And then Duff finally gets it.
What does she
after they cry? The sacrifices that her mother made.
Yeah.
And there's 45 minutes left of the movie at this point.
No. Yeah, no, there is. Okay. All right. Well, let's keep moving.
So this is when we get the blog is so consequential, Russ. A special message out there to all you bloggers with single moms, which there's at least tens of you. I know there are. Maybe give her a break. She's doing the best she can. Words of wisdom. Also, if her mom is not reading the Hilary Duff's blog, she's a bad mom, right? Like, how does she not
know it exists, right?
Right?
Yeah.
Weird.
She's not very good with the internet.
No, apparently.
Okay. Then what happens?
So then they're back at the bakery again. Mike O'Malley is doing a weird speech about coffee burning you.
Yeah.
It's cool, though.
Yeah.
And then it gets back to the home.
And then we're back home.
Mom's getting ready to go out on a date with Mike O'Malley. And she's talking about how they're going to some whoop-de-doo spot called the River Bistro.
No. She's not going out with Mike O'Malley. Hold on. She's not going to Mike O'Malley. She's going to the River Bistro? So this actually took me a couple of moments to figure out. She's going to a baby shower. She's going to a baby shower for your favorite actress there from the bakery.
Oh, right.
It took me. So at first I was like, oh shit, the cake thing is going to be at the River Bar, the restaurant that he owns. No, it's not that. She's just going to a baby shower or some for her coworker.
You're right. No, you're at River Bistro.
Yep. So so now it's a race against making sure Ben isn't showing up at the restaurant where he works, and Mom showing up there because Mom knows what he looks like because Hilary Duff has sent her a photo of what he looks like.
Duftin Pedroia is like, I don't know, like kind of like flirting with so like she rolls up to Chris Noth's house like out of nowhere because we got Duff. Duff is in a huff, right? And she's trying to convince her mom not to go to River Bistro. They decide to split up, like you said.
Yep.
Of course, as soon as Duff shows up in a huff, he's doing a crossword in pen.
Obviously.
Just like her mom.
Like a fucking psycho. Come on.
Yes.
Come on. Stop it.
Of course, she's gonna go into his house like a psycho.
Yep. Doing a crossword puzzle in pen. Come on, stop it.
Well, that too. Yeah, a lot of things here.
Come on,
a lot of
pencil. Stop it. You're not that good. No one's that good.
And she's like flirting with him, right?
Yeah.
I'm getting kind of weird, sexy vibes. Right?
I was getting also awkward. I was getting some weird vibes here as well. So the whole plan is to, I don't care for it. It was like, man, we are one line away from this being really awkward, but I think we're already there. Yep. So, So Duff McKenzie has been for like life advice about where to place a tattoo.
Complimenting the kitchen.
Very nice. It is a great kitchen. It's a nice kitchen.
The best kitchen she's ever seen, she says. And he goes,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. I think she's
Just really?
Yeah. Really? Have you seen this apartment? Like,
yeah. Okay.
This apartment's fucking dope. And then, so she's acting as a good distraction here, kind of awkward distraction. And then the phone rings, and we get Lance, the bartender, calling from the bar. Right? You didn't cover this, did you?
Yeah, no, this is when he's like, the pilot light on the big thing that cooks the food is out, right?
So this is pretty fucking annoying. And here I am swearing, but yeah, it was pretty annoying. So but the bartender, who's I guess second in command, which doesn't make any, maybe.
No, it makes perfect sense. Yeah.
He's like, hey, the pilot light is out.
On the cookie thingy.
The cookie thingy.
Yeah.
Great way to, damn.
And so like, of course, he has to go back to the restaurant to light the pilot light.
Because no one else knows how to light the pilot light.
Right. So then
none of the cooks that are there. None of
them can light a fire. So Duffy the Vampire Slayer goes to like take a quick leak, right? And make a phone call to Amy at the restaurant and is like, Amy, you need to be a distraction. She's like, what? Like, that is not in my job description. I don't know. And of course, Amy's going to do something weird with the construction workers. It's kind of unclear what, but it turns into a free beer and appetizers palooza, right? For Jets fans only, though.
Yeah. Which
Jets fans need something. God bless you.
Yeah. Seriously. Hey, stick with it.
Shout out to all the Jets fans, that listen to ITMT.
Barely, but good luck out there. This is also a little awkward too, but I'm gonna skip over it.
No, go back.
Well,
you can always fix it in post.
So the friend decides to create a distraction, creates this poster, this sign, right?
Right.
That says like, "Hey, free beers for everyone."
Right.
And then kind of does like a weird, awkward. I mean, isn't she like 16?
Yep.
And she kind of does like a awkward cat collie type thing to all the construction workers.
Oh, she does.
Yeah. Okay. All right. You didn't cover that, right?
Nope.
All right. So things are ramping up. Things are getting crazy here.
You're telling me.
All the construction workers roll into the place and are like, free beer. Yeah. Lance, the bartender, is hitting on all of them, right?
Yep.
As you do, as one does, as you.
Well, you try bringing a bunch of sexy construction workers into your bar and not hit on them.
I don't even know, but he did have a great line of what is there, some sort of Village People event in town? That was kind of
yeah, it was all right.
everything Mike O'Malley is doing is funny. It's
way funnier, yeah.
It's getting cringy, is what it's getting.
Yes.
And then
this is when so they kind of cut back to the baby shower, right?
Yeah. So at the same time, all right. So let's paint this picture. So there's the restaurant bar, whatever. Well, it's all a restaurant, but there's a bar, and we got all the construction workers there. And we got and Ben is in the house, right? And then the other side, where the restaurant side is the baby shower going on, right?
Is it a baby shower or a bridal shower?
Oh, bridal. That's a bridal shower.
Because I was going to say, because she's complaining,
yeah.
She's like, I'm going to need another mimosa to help me out with all these gifts, which would be a weird thing to say if she was pregnant.
Yeah, you're right. That's what it is. So anyways, we're going to continue our way through this shit show here. And then Ben comes in, he sees the sign, he's like, what? So by the way, Ben and Hilary Duff they're in a cab, they get to back to his restaurant, he sees the sign, he's like, what the fuck? Grabs a sign, runs inside, all the construction workers in there, and he's like, what the hell's going on? You didn't write the sign. Okay, well Lance is like, no, I didn't. I was like, all right, one round for all the construction workers here, and that's it, right? Mm-hmm. And that's when Ben's there. And then Duff and friend are like, well, we need to do something else. And Duff has the plan to go down and set off the sprinkler system.
Yep. That's correct. Which Duffelbag isn't even thinking about the amount of property damage she's about to do.
It was so brutal so much.
Yeah, she ruined everything. Right?
Yeah.
Like setting off the sprinklers like that.
Yeah. Which I don't think that's actually how those would work, but either way, in movie world,
Right.
it is asshole move.
Yeah, like somebody called her Duff Bluff and was like,
God damn you.
You won't do it. You won't set off those sprinklers. She's like, oh, really? Yeah. Tell me more about what I won't do. Off my Duff cuff.
But so she fires him up and everything's wet and there's water and then there's like a weird slow-mo moment of her like looking between Ben and looking at her mom. I was like, what the fuck's going on?
I'm so confused.
Yeah, I was like, what is happening right now?
I think this was supposed to be the actual like climax important moment. You know, this is when
she realizes something.
Well, yeah, this is when she realizes that Ben is a diamond in the Duff.
Just rubbing my face at this point. God damn you.
Just trying to get along. Then they're like, okay, well, and we're just gonna go back home now. And like put on some robes, do some like mother-daughter robe time. Oh wait, no, not mother-daughter robe time. This is when she gets in robes with Amy, right? Amy.
Yeah. And this is when she has a moment. So it's like they get back to someone's home. I don't know. So
we're back at somebody's home, right? We're in robes now. Amy's talking about how they should get hired by the CIA, which is weird.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Like, oh, are you really good at toppling South American governments? Great job.
But so this is a moment in the movie where she realizes that Ben is the perfect man, which is obnoxious.
Right. Which is like the big, MacGuffin of the movie here of like, well, the perfect man was in front of us all along.
No duh.
How did I duff this one up? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, there we go. And then we're back at school.
Yeah.
And
this is when Hilary here realizes, oh, wait a second, your uncle does crosswords in pen. My mom does crosswords in pen.
What?
They should spend the rest of their lives together.
And it feels like her friends are like, I don't see it.
Yeah, I don't follow.
I don't quite get it.
Yeah, this does not compute.
Yeah. Do you know how many people get the New York Times crossword puzzle? You know how many people do it?
Half? I don't know. Probably half do it in pen.
It's like, yeah, the power users do it in pen.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Whew. Okay. So then we're back at the school, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have Duff trying to get the crush Adam here to break up with her mom.
Yep. It's hot.
And he's like, hey, I need you to break up with my mom.
Yep.
And he's like, was I dating her?
Yes.
So,
and she's talking about, well, men never have reasons to dump someone anyway. They just split. Okay, Hilary Duff, tell me you've been hurt before without telling me you've been hurt before. And explaining to Amy that her mom would just be crushed if they just, or not Amy, sorry, Adam.
Yeah.
Her mom would be crushed if all of a sudden the imaginary Ben just stopped talking to her. You need to call her and break up with her on the phone.
Yeah, which now
she's
this
used
is
to being dumped. She explicitly says,
yeah,
it gets dumped all the time.
Yeah, it's fine. Just do it, right? And it's kind of a weird thing. Now we're,
Well, and her mom buys it. So he calls the mom on the phone, and the mom's like, "Wait a second, Ben, is that you?" He's like, "Yeah, it's for sure, totally me." And the mom's like, "How's China?" And he's like, "Oh, very Chinese, lots of Chinese people." What?
Sure.
Yeah, I guess so. And mom's crying because she's just so happy that she's finally talking to Ben, the love of her life, who's actually Hilary Duff. And then this is when Adam starts like channeling all his weirdo feelings that he has for Hilary Duff while he's talking to her mom.
It's so weird. This gets really weird. Yeah. It gets really weird. So his whole purpose was to call the mom and break off the whole thing, right?
Right.
And he's now kind of somewhat professing and his interest and almost love for Hilary Duff.
Right. Well, he's about to.
He's about to but just before that though, I don't know why Hilary Duff is on. She's like crawling through the living room on all her fours, and the sister just hops in her back. It was like random. It was like she just hops in her back. It's like, and we're going for a ride. It's like, wait, what?
It's so frustrating.
And she just all it takes is you just gotta unplug the internet. That's it.
Yep. Like everything else in this movie, it's frustrating and makes no sense.
So we're back at school.
Yep. And Duff's in a huff again.
Yeah.
As usual. And she's like, "What? Why did you do that?" She's trying to get answers out of the kid that just screwed her over. And he's like, "Well, I got distracted." And she goes, "By what? A lobotomy?" Which I think is justifiable because.
And then he just goes right in and just plants one on her.
Right. Which she is not having. And then Hilary Duff gets sad.
Yes.
And we move on.
And
move on to the next scene.
That's literally that's it. That's how that goes. So okay, so that's like a little conflict between her and the crush. Blah blah. It doesn't really matter. So we're back home. And the Duff is saying something to the mom, and it seems like it's supposed to be important, but I didn't care.
Well, she's like coming clean and being like, actually, she's the whole time.
She's about to. She's trying to, but all of a sudden we hear some sweet sticks from outside. We get Lenny singing sticks from out. Right? It's probably a stick.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, right? You're right. Yep.
And he's got he's doing the say anything moment, right? The jukebox,
which
but not nearly
90% of the time works every time.
Yeah, but not. This is the 10% where it doesn't. So he's singing. He's climbing up the whole fire escape. He climbs across the window.
Which badass.
Yeah, that's pretty hardcore. Right? That's a bit much. I don't think I would go that far. I'd just be like, hey.
Yeah, call it. Just be like, nope, I'm done with this. I think
I'm done with this.
And instead, he proposes to her.
Yeah, which is what?
Out of nowhere. So. Back inside, Hilary Duff trying to get a little bit out of her mom here, being like, well, "What'd you say when he proposed?" And she's like, "I said I'll think about it." And she's like, "Wait, why?
What? Like
that doesn't make any sense."
Yeah.
Yeah. Why would you even entertain this idea? Totally valid points for the first time Hilary Duff is making in this movie, and her mom's just like, "Well, he's just so nice and." I don't know. Sometimes you have to settle for whatever. The rest like, wait, this is not the right message that I think we're trying to send here.
Yeah. Is this when she makes the weird, like, fake phone call, I think?
No, that already happened. This is the...
Yeah. Yes. So Lenny comes, he sang the song, right? And then,
yep.
Patrick Duffy has a problem with mom's, thought about, he seems nice, right?
Yeah, seems like a nice boy.
Yeah, and then they have another deep chat about not being alone and stuff like this, and sacrifices, blah blah, blah, and like
he can't grow old with an idea.
Right.
Russ.
And then Duff does a terrible impersonation of someone as like a secretary for Ben, who's in China, fake Ben, who's in China, right?
Oh, horrible! Yeah,
and being like, Roni, get it together. And she's like, yeah, meet him here, so-and-so by the dock at like 4 p.m. It's like, what? This is, why would you, Mom, why would you do this? Like,
sounds like a murder. Yeah. Meanwhile, Adam is sending a bunch of weird emails to Hilary Duff.
Yeah. Right?
Yep.
Just being like,
yeah, we'll just skip past that then.
Okay. Yeah, we'll move on.
Hilary Duff goes to the restaurant, finds out that there's going to be a wedding, and barges in, trying to break up the wedding right as it's about to happen. Right?
So this is the thing we all knew, but we know this isn't true, right? Did you?
Right.
We all know this isn't true. Like,
I think Ben is running away with his fiance. We've been led to believe it's the fiance, but it's not.
I mean, there's no running away. I mean, like the whole thought is like he's getting married to this woman Amber, but.
Well, I thought they were doing it on a shortened time schedule. They were kind of like eloping, right?
Well, yeah, no, but I can see that because he's technically not getting married to her. He's just
right.
So that okay, yeah.
Anyway, so yes, exactly.
they're getting there's the wedding moment, right? And they're hiding everyone's head so you can't see that Ben is actually just a best man or one of the guys in the line there. He's actually not getting married.
He's just a caterer. Yeah, actually. Turns out.
But he's up there with
which is weird in itself.
Yeah, right? Yeah, he's part of, he's obviously friends with the groom because he's in the line, right?
Yeah, you would think.
And then Hilary Duff just shows up and is just like, classic, like, does anyone have to say anything about this? And she's just like, she can't marry her.
That guy's got to marry my mom. And you're like, wait, whoa.
Let's just, come on,
They
kid.
just started not even dating.
Kid, let's just pump the brakes here, okay?
Yeah, then she tries to save herself by saying, well, I'm looking for the Silverman wedding. Carry on. You can't just...
Well, this is after she goes to this whole speech and breaks up the whole wedding, and then Ben is like, "What, kid? What's going on here?" And then the bride knocks out the groom.
Ruthless.
Misunderstanding the whole situation. Oh, it's such a misunderstanding. But then she gives the printed emails of. So this is also weird. So she prints out all the conversations, the email conversations she had as him.
Right.
Between her as him and her mom, prints them out and then hands them to him. And he's just like, you need to read these.
And he's like, no, I don't.
Yeah,
don't tell me what to do.
Like, this isn't me. Why the fuck?
You're not the boss of me.
Yeah, get out the fuck out of here, kid. She sets up this whole thing of saying like, hey, meet my mom at, corner of whatever, 13th and 16th corner of whatever, Dockwise, and like 4 p.m.
Yeah. So then Duff shows up at the water and
finds the mom
who's waiting there for imaginary Ben,
who looks elegant, looks great. She's just,
and I'm kind of glad he's not coming.
Me too.
So Hilary Duff then explains how she's here because she made him up. This is a huge, devastating moment. I can't imagine if I were Heather Locklear in this situation, I'd be super bummed, right?
Yeah, I'd probably throw my kid over into the water.
Yes, to the sharks.
Right.
And then to add insult to injury, Hilary Duff's talking about how, you haven't exactly shown me a roadmap to happiness, Mom. Everyone's like, okay, get off of me for a second. Yeah.
And then we get back to the home and we have a depressing pasta dinner with some bread. It's not buttered. Awkward dinner. There's
no lines in the scene either. It's just like awkward dinner, and the youngest daughter's like, xylophone, ZYL, and then it like cuts away. What was the point of that?
Yeah. And then we're back at the school. Like this is all this is. So then we're back at the school, and then
this is when Duff apologizes to the weirdo kid,
Adam.
And she's like, and then Adam cuts real deep and says, you don't let anyone get close enough to hurt you in the first place. Which, ruthless.
Yeah. And he hands her a picture he drew, and it's like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's good. But yeah, he's just like,
I mean, well said, but
all right, see ya. And but then he's immediately like,
away again. Yeah.
But then he's like immediately like, oh, I'm sorry. And then we come back to home. Like, it just gets like, this is where it's getting.
Yep. And like mother, like daughter.
Yep. Sure. And then we get Duff and a Huff. She walks in and she's immediately like, I want to move. And she's
come on.
Like, you're 16, kid. Shut up.
But then they start moving. That's what drove me nuts. Is like, oh wait, we're moving now. And then it's like, oh no, we are.
Oh, I guess the teenager's calling the shots now.
So they get a packing montage.
Yeah, a little packing montage.
It's collide.
Like, everything at this point feels like it's all kind of wrapping up. It's moving pretty quick. We should move pretty quick through this. They're packing. Shit's packing. And then Adam, the 24-year-old in real life, stops by and is like, "Hey, where's Hilary Duff? She's 16. Where is she?" And Mom's like, we're moving to, where'd you say? Red Rock, Arizona?
Red Rocks, Arizona.
And then he gives finished drawing to the mom, is like, hey, can you give this to her and let her know there's more on the back?
Yeah, she only saw the first side. Nothing
really happens. And Mom, it's like nighttime, I guess, and Mom snoops and decides to look at the picture.
She goes to catfish the team.
Yeah. Yes. So Mom looks at the picture because she's like, I'm going to look at it. And she flips it over and sees it like, oh, he drew something more, being all heartfelt and be like,
always be here for you. Sure.
And then the mom decides to start IMing with Adam.
Yep.
What?
Talking about how she's sorry that she didn't say goodbye, and the kid is explaining how running away doesn't solve anything, and she's blaming herself of like, well, that's what my mom always does. And then he calls her out and says, well, yeah, she's some role model. And then there's a weird line about, I heard once that love is friendship on fire. That's how I feel about you. What? What is the script? What's happening in this movie?
Yeah.
I'm so confused. We're almost at the end. We're so close.
So also this entire moment, by the way, while he is like typing this is all through an instant messenger. What was really annoying was that he was saying out loud everything that he was typing.
Oh yeah, it was super annoying.
Why isn't she doing that? They literally had a shot of like text being typed on a screen in instant messenger, and him saying exactly what was showing up on the screen. It was just like,
it's good writing, Russ. So then the next day, we're meeting up with the weird guy again, right? Chris Noth.
Oh yeah, Ben.
And he decides that he's going to open up the secret envelope with all the emails. All the fake emails back and forth.
Yeah, because they're oddly like hanging on like something that's just like right in his face, and he's like, "Oh, let me take a look at this." And he opens them up, and like, it's like,
don't mind if I do.
What?
Yep. And then it cuts away again.
Yeah.
End scene.
Yep.
And then mom says that they're staying, which again is frustrating for Duff, obviously, because they never do anything she wants to do, you know? When your mom's full of insights like new people are only new for a day. After that, they're just people.
I mean,
duh.
So we get another Duff and a huff. I mean, that's it.
Yep.
I mean, that's not the end of the movie, but so she's in a huff. She's in her bed, and mom comes in, and she's just like, they have a moment, and mom's like, hands her the picture that Adam drew. It was like, hey, why don't you?
Everything has two sides.
Flip it over. So she's crying. She flips it over, and it's like a picture of him. He did like a nice little thing. Mm-hmm. She smiles.
Back to the bakery.
and I think then it's then we go
End
through.
Scene.
Well, then it's like wrap up montage. So everything gets sealed off here. So we get wrap up montage, right? So we cue the music. Zoe, the littlest of humans, the littlest of the family, she crushes at the spelling bee, right?
Yep.
Wrap up that whole storyline because that was important. Lance, the bartender, very gay bartender, because that's what stereotype was.
The definition of the character, right?
Yep. He's at a Jets game because he met all the construction guys, and he's wearing the S of the Jets.
Yep. He turned into a big Jets fan. Mom wins some kind of contest.
Mom wins the bake off. Yeah.
Right. That wasn't important.
Mom also gives a ring back to Lenny to seal off that.
Right.
Like, take this back.
Lenny's not the perfect man, believe it or not.
He is not. I was like, oh, things are looking up for everyone here. So then we get
fudge brownies in the world callback.
So
this is when they start doing a bunch of, they're like, oh, remember those things we introduced at the beginning of the movie?
Yeah.
We're just gonna like flash them on screen now, and that way you can be like, well, it paid off.
Yeah. So then we get mom working because she's wanted to bake off. Now she's in a fancy cake bakery thing, right?
Yep.
Working, which is important. And then we get Duff bringing Ben in and showing her which none of this makes any sense. But so Ben comes in, and he's like serious flirting. She obviously realizes that it's that Ben, but also knows that her daughter made it up. And then she gives a pretty strong speech about how like, yeah, you know what? I don't need anyone right now.
Yeah, I don't need no man.
Doing pretty good right now. I got a sweet.
Except then he's like, but I'll see you for dinner at 8
on
and
Saturday.
She goes, yeah, perfect. God damn it!
Completely just blew out the entire point of what I thought was the movie.
Yep. Nope. There's no point. They firmed that up.
The entire theme of the movie was like, yeah, just be strong. You don't need someone. Like, you have family and you have what you have, and like, be yourself and be strong, and that's okay. And then they completely blow it out in the last fucking 30 seconds of the movie. It's like,
yes, they literally have lines like, well, it looks like mom was right. Staying turned out to be the craziest adventure of all. Okay,
Jesus
great.
fucking Christ, man.
And then Hilary Duff's in the red dress again, which comes back from the beginning.
Yeah.
The weird kid, Adam, has like
Yep.
a weird suit
And
he shows up in.
good Krispy Kreme product placement again.
Yeah, for some reason he puts the corsage in the Krispy Kreme box just so that he can say, "Oh, remember when we talked about Krispy Kreme for a second earlier?" Ah, callback.
And then we get the old, you know what? I think I found a home, not just a home page.
I don't just have a home page. I have a home. No. The end.
The end.
What a nightmare.
Absolute nightmare.
One of the new worst movies we've seen.
Yeah, I think this might be a horror movie. I think this was like supposed to be drawn out and like make us feel pain.
Yeah, and if you're out there, if you're a big Duff bucket, like send us an email. Tell us about your Hilary Duff experiences. We want to know.
I think I've had enough. I think we're done. So thank you for listening. But in the meantime, you should subscribe to wherever you listen to us.
Leave us a 5-star review on Apple if you do that, because that'd be great.
You can follow us on Instagram at It's This Meets That. We're also ITMT Pod on Twitter.
Mm-hmm. Or if you're feeling old-fashioned, you can send us an email where it's thismeetsthat@gmail.com. And as always, you can find the rest of our episodes at itsthismeetsthat.com.